The Pedestrian is a video game I've wanted to play ever since I stumbled on a development update 4 years ago on the image hosting platform Imgur. The brief gameplay footage revealed a charming puzzle platformer starring a stick figure as it navigates a picturesque urban landscape primarily through street signs. The Pedestrian is built atop the foundation of modern puzzle platforming adventures with gameplay mechanics and scenarios designed to challenge your brain into thinking several steps ahead to reach the exit safely and without falling into deadly hazards. And although the game dips its toes into an overly familiar genre, it stands tall and proud amongst its peers because of its Pixar-flavored aesthetic and strong puzzle design that delights as much as it beguiles. The Pedestrian's main hook is that you take control of a humanoid-shaped pictogram that has been given a semblance of life by an unknown power, initially represented as a sketchy black dot. As this figure, you'll explore a colorful urban setting, but exploration is strictly limited to street signs, blueprints, and sketch diagrams, creating a refreshing set of traversal challenges. The adventure begins with some lighter puzzles to help establish the basic rules the world is governed by. However, by the end of the game, my brain was put through enough mental gymnastics to win a gold medal at the Olympics. I grew frustrated often in the late game because my brain would just shut down. Were this any other video game, I might have made a less than graceful exit before angrily deleting it from my console. What kept me going though was the constant creativity of the puzzles and evolution of design that left me guessing where it would all go next. And of course, the whimsical mundanity of the game's setting was an utter delight from start to finish. Exploring the city through signage is just so clever and fun. The Pedestrian easily kept me engaged because of how deftly it evolves its own gameplay mechanics. The goal of each challenge is to create a series of connections that will let you pass through different signs to reach an exit. This is fairly easy at first, as all you really have to do is connect doorways by making string-like circuits between them. These paths are governed by a system that resets the player, switches, and any interactive objects if you break the circuits after you've already walked through them. Eventually, you'll have to manipulate the signs themselves, repositioning them in order to create traversable pathways out of seemingly one-way routes. And just when you think the game doesn't have room for more, it throws even more wild puzzle tricks at you on top of everything else. I haven't felt this confused and engaged with a game like this since Portal, and like Valve's irreverent game, The Pedestrian offers that same level of captivating puzzle and atmospheric magic. Much of the game's everlasting charm comes from the setting, a model urban city where people go about their daily lives completely unaware that a sentient pictograph is stealing electrical components to build a curious makeshift transmitter from a hand-me-down portable gaming device. The signs you'll play with are scattered in and around warehouses, sewers, a college campus, and a quaint metro neighborhood before taking to the roof where the game makes a startling transition for its final act. This final puzzle was a real treat because it brought to mind some of the more abstract and advanced environmental puzzles found in late game sections of Riven and Myst 3 Exile. The reasons for the finale's transitions do come at the expense of any narrative drive. If there's an overarching story as to why the pictograph does what it can, it doesn't come through all that well, and by the end I was scratching my head. In this case, however, I didn't need a story to have a great time. Also, another thing that I loved about The Pedestrian, the soundtrack is just so good. The Pedestrian is one of the best puzzle experiences I've had on the console. It starts off strong and carries that energy throughout the rest of the adventure, dishing out new mechanics and obstacles at a comfortable pace that never had me feeling bored or disinterested. Mix together the gameplay with an animated setting and a jaunty musical score, and the end result is a delectable delight of video game entertainment. DarkStation gives The Pedestrian 5 stars.